Hey, it's Mike Alden here. I'm here in the studio again, and just came from the gym, and listen, the gym's close by here, so I like to get all pumped up and fired up and get the endorphins going. And then I come over here and I want to talk to you. For the past couple weeks, I've actually been reaching out to as many members of the Crushing Crypto community as possible. In fact, you might be one of them. I've even reached out to people that called in and spoke to one of my representatives and didn't buy. And it's really, really amazing to hear all the stories and to hear the reasons why people are looking for crypto as a way to subsidize their income, as a way to prepare for the future. And it's really, really exciting to see. But it's also scary. I spoke to a couple from Arkansas, a farming couple, and they were in their 70s. And they called in because they hadn't prepared. They were in their 70s and they had no nest egg. They had nothing. And they had saw some other opportunities in the past, but they didn't take action. In fact, the husband in the relationship had to go back to work. He tried to retire, but he couldn't. And so he picked up my book and he saw what's going on, and now he's getting involved in the world of cryptocurrency to give him that nest egg that he deserves, give him that lifestyle that he deserves. And it also scares me because I think about what he could have done. In the past, if he had seen some other opportunities, if he had taken advantage of it. And so many people want more out of life. So many people want to pay off debt. So many people want to, no longer stay up at night trying to figure out how they're going to put food on the table, how they're going to put gas in the car, how they're going to, pay the basic expenses. And here's the thing, I know what that's like. I grew up in Section 8 state housing. I grew up with a single mom. I remember what it was like, being in school and having my lunch subsidized by the state, and the Salvation Army subsidizing our Christmas and our Thanksgiving because we didn't have the money. I remember what it was like, when our electricity would get shut off, or when my mom would have to go to a food shelter so that they could also give us gas and oil so that we could have heat in the wintertime. 15 years ago, I declared bankruptcy because the business I had didn't work. But one of the things that I did do, especially going back there 15 years ago, is I needed to make a change. I needed to do something different. And one of the things that I did was I decided I was going to go to law school. And here's the thing about law school. I had no idea what was going on. I didn't know anybody. I didn't know any lawyers. I didn't understand the law. But I got into law school because it was a goal that I had. It was something that I wanted to do. And I took those steps. I did the necessary things that I needed to do in order to get into law school. And when I got in, what's the first thing that I needed? I needed books. Here's a book right here. Here's the thing about this. If you get books and you don't read them and you don't follow the instructions, you don't do the things that you need to do, the books are worthless. When I went to law school, I needed to read those books. And it should have been in Chinese, because when I first looked at some of the things, I had no idea. I don't understand Latin. Again, the law is not easy to understand, especially when you're starting out in the basics and you really have no foundation. But I did it, and I took action. I had no social life. Day in, day out, I was studying because I had no other options. I was talking to a friend of mine about that, and when I was in law school, failure wasn't an option. In your life, failure is not an option. I was talking to a woman yesterday, again, one of the customers that called in, and she didn't buy. And she said, Mike, look, I'm actually in Section 8 housing. I don't have anything. I don't have $10. So I said to her, well, what are you going to do? And she didn't know. She had no options. I said, well, look, you need to make some changes. You need to do some things differently. And it's really, really hard when you're going through that situation to take advice from somebody like me. But listen, I've been there. I know what it's like. I know what it's like to miss opportunities. And right now, the world of cryptocurrency, for those of you that are watching, and it might seem crazy volatile, because it is crazy volatile. If you saw me on television, it's a new paradigm. That's just the way it is. But here are the facts. Cryptocurrency is not going anywhere. It's just not, okay? World governments are adopting it. So in fact, here in the United States, some municipalities and some states are even allowing individuals to pay their taxes in cryptocurrency. Major companies are adopting cryptocurrency or even coming out with their own cryptocurrency. Blockchain technology is revolutionizing the finance industry. It's revolutionizing virtually every business you possibly could imagine. So I say to you, you picked up my book. Have you done anything? Have you taken the basic steps that you need to do? I'm not asking you to throw a bunch of money in and put everything at risk. What I am asking you to do is get prepared. Get yourself ready so that when it is time, when you do feel comfortable, when you maybe read my book a couple times, when you maybe listen to my podcast or watch videos like this, and you say to yourself, okay, I'm ready now. Now you're set up. And there are some things that you need to do. You do need to take some steps. That's just the way it is in life. And it scares me because so many people will call in and they want more. They're desperate. They want to provide for their family. They want to subsidize their income. They want to quit their job. I'm not telling you to quit your job because we're not there yet, okay? But you want more. And you need more. And you deserve more. Just like I deserved more. But you have to take those steps. And it saddens me and it scares me because even you watching this right now, you still might not do anything. And I hope that you do, and I hope that I'm getting through to you because I just want you to know that I'm just like you and I'm screaming from the rooftops about cryptocurrency because it really is the greatest opportunity of our lives. It really is. And we're here at the beginning. Whether Bitcoin is dipping or going up or whatever it is, that's almost irrelevant, okay? You can make money in the world of cryptocurrency in so many different ways. You can change your life in so many different ways, and it can happen fairly rapidly if you know what you're doing. My book, Crushing Crypto, is going to give you the basic foundation that you need. It's going to give you the information that you need in order to be successful. So I just hope that this video got across to you. I want you to know that I've been there. I'm there and I know what it's like and I want to help you as best I can. And that's why I'm talking to as many people as I possibly can. But you know what? The numbers are growing and quite frankly, I can't do it. I'm going to continue to reach out to as many people as I can. But I wanted you to have this video to hopefully inspire you, to hopefully have you take action and move forward and do the things that you need to do. Let's walk before we run, okay? Let's get the things set up that we need to do. And by the way, it might take a little bit of time. You may have some challenges. There are some things that you're not used to doing, and that's okay, but you need to do it. One last story. When I was 14 years old, growing up in the projects, poor with a single mom and eating state cheese and really having no options. I wasn't the best kid when growing up. But there was an opportunity to get a job at a company called Chuck E. Cheese's. You probably have heard of it. I was 14 years old. I couldn't get a job at 14. So what did I do? I was desperate, and I'm not afraid to say this. I forged my birth certificate to get a job because I needed money to live. My mom needed a little bit of help as well. And I'm not ashamed to say that, because it was something that was necessary, and it didn't hurt anybody, and we didn't really break the law, okay? But forged my birth certificate to get a job at Chuck E. Cheese's. I didn't know anything about Chuck E. Cheese's. I didn't know anything about its business. I was working in the kitchen. I didn't know how to make pizza at 14 years old. I was 14. I was playing football. I was also in school. And when I went into Chuck E. Cheese's, what happened? I learned how to make pizza. I learned the process of making pizza. I learned it literally from the ground up, and it took me time, and I screwed up, and I made pizzas improperly, and I burnt the pizzas. But at the end of the day, I learned the business. And when I finally left that company, just a few years later, I think I was really 17 years old, I was essentially running the kitchen. But that's not the best part of the story. My first book, Ask More, Get More, I told this story in my first book, Ask More, Get More. And I had met some people who knew some people. And this gentleman says to me, "Hey, Mike, would you like to have Nolan Bushnell endorse your book?" I said, "Who's Nolan Bushnell?" And he said, "Well, he's the gentleman who founded this company called Atari and this other company called Chuck E. Cheese's." If I hadn't have taken those steps, if I hadn't have decided to come outside of my comfort zone and learn about the industry, it would have never happened. I would have not made it, so to speak. I would have not really kind of become the person that I am today. And I'm not ashamed to say what had happened because it was necessary, and I was a poor kid. You know what? And I learned a lot of things. I want you to take action. I don't want you to forge your birth certificate. I want you to do anything that's improper. But I want you to think about what's going on in your life right now and say to yourself, what can I do? What can I do to change my situation right now? Maybe you're in debt again. Maybe you have crippling debt. You have to start somewhere. And that's the best part about cryptocurrency. You can start with as little as $1, okay? It's really, really that simple. I just want people to get in. I just want people to get started. And then from there, whatever you do is up to you. Okay, my name is Michael Alden, and I hope that this video is helpful for you, and I also hope that you have a terrific day, and I look forward to meeting you someday in the very near future. And also, if you see a phone call from a 978 telephone number, it's probably me calling, so pick up and let's have a great talk. Again, my name is Michael Alden, and I'll see you soon.